Rachel is here with more.
We have a lot of teams playing at home today. We're going to start with Mississippi State because the Bulldogs actually get a break from the SEC tonight. They're hosting Louisiana Tech for homecoming, the other Bulldogs. Mississippi State beat La Tech by 36 points last season. Keep that in mind. Let's head out to Davis Wade Stadium, see how that game went today. The Mississippi State Bulldogs would strike first. Nick Fitzgerald clearly back in his groove. A 1-yard touchdown pass to Stephen Guidry makes it 7-0. And more from Fitz soon after that. This time he connects with Dedrick Thomas from 36 yards out for the score, make it 14-0. And what do you know, another Fitzgerald touchdown pass, 23 yards to Kylan Hill. The Bulldogs seem to be loving that side of the end zone as well today. It's 21-3 still in the first. And last but certainly not least, Fitz doing what he does best, on his feet for 33 yards. Mississippi State wins big, 45-3 the final. Fitz finished the day with 243 yards and 4 touchdowns in the air, 107 yards on the ground. Well, Ole Miss back in action tonight following a bye week. Prior to their week off, the Rebels lost at home to Auburn, dropping their SEC record to 1-3. A win today over South Carolina would swing the momentum back in the right direction for the Rebels. But keep in mind, it's been 9 years since these two teams have faced each other. Starting in the first quarter, the Gamecocks set the tone pretty early. Opening kickoff is returned 90 yards for a touchdown by Debo Samuel to give the Gamecocks an early 7-0 lead. South Carolina up 17-3 in the second. Ole Miss going to try to get something cooking on offense. Scotty Phillips in from 9 yards out for the score. Ole Miss down by 7, but the Gamecocks responded and did so in a bigger way. Jake Bentley throws a 75-yard touchdown pass to Brian Edwards, and Edwards says, "Get off of me." South Carolina now with a 24-13 lead. Ole Miss would score twice to tie things up at 27 before the break. And in the third, Jordan Ta'amu with the shuffle pass to Phillips for the 2-yard touchdown run. The Rebels snagged the lead, and there would be more to come. Isaiah Woolard skips in for the 1-yard touchdown. Rebels running up the scoreboard. It's 44-34, but more from the Gamecocks would give them a 48-44 lead in the final minutes of the game. Last shot for the Rebs here on 4th down, and they couldn't convert. And South Carolina gets the win in Oxford. Our Nick Ducote has more on this game. Well, thanks so much, Nick. Still more football to come. Jackson State hosting Prairie View A&M, and this is their first game without Tony Hughes as the head coach. Well, the Tigers bounce back from the bloodbath in Baton Rouge last weekend. We have highlights and post-game reaction on the other side of the break. Stick around. Well, Jackson State is seeking its 4th win of the season today without Tony Hughes. The Tigers welcome conference foe Prairie View A&M, and they do so under interim head coach John Hendrick. We're scoreless in the first quarter, and quarterback Jared Hayes takes his time, connects with Warren Newman. Newman brought down around the 10, and that'll lead to the first score of the game. Hayes sends one up top to Romello Shoemake for the touchdown. Jackson State is up 7-0. We're still in the first quarter. Quentin Brown punches it in from 1 yard out to give the Tigers a 14-zip lead, and things are looking pretty good for JSU right now. Prairie View on the move, though. But here comes Jalen Morton's pass, picked off by JSU's Ryan Thayard. Thayard runs it the other way, gets JSU inside the 10, and the Tigers would turn that into points, making it 17-zip after 1. In the second quarter, JSU turns up the heat even more. Jordan Johnson, 59 yards to the house. No coach, no problem for JSU. Tigers get the win 34-28. And after the game, Hayes explains that the team is still playing for Hughes.
Well, we have to come together for Coach Hughes, like he said, to keep his memory alive. Coach Hendricks has done a great job of, stepping up in his role. And the leaders, the senior leaders, junior leaders have, done a great job also of stepping up. And so this whole process just brought us closer together as a team.
Moving on, Alcorn State was on a roll. 3 straight wins for the Braves until today. New Mexico State snaps Alcorn's hot streak, winning this one 52-42. Quarterback Noah Johnson was 26 of 37 for 316 yards and 4 touchdowns. Well, Southern Miss is coming off a road loss, but the Golden Eagles are back at the Rock today, hosting Conference USA foe Marshall. USM going with the freshman Tate Watley at quarterback today, and Watley was off and running pretty early. Check this out right here, 41 yards rushing For the quarterback, he finished the day with 25 carries for 40 yards and 1 touchdown. That set up a field goal from Parker Schonfield from 45 out. The kick is good. It's 3-0 Golden Eagles. Later on, Watley would be pressured. Not good. Fumbled, and it's scooped up by Chris Jackson, but have no fear, Eagle fans, because the Herd would give that right back. Ty Williams picks off the pass from Marshall and returns it for 49 yards. Southern Miss converted that into points, making it a 10-10 ball game. Then in the second quarter, Jacques Turner gets a sack. The ball is fumbled. It's picked up by Darian Yancey, who scoops and scores. USM with a 17-10 lead at the break, and the Golden Eagles get the win, a close one, 26-24, the final. And you know, Patrice, the game that a lot of people are probably watching, or maybe they've turned it off by now, would be,
let me guess,
LSU, Alabama. I think there were some high hopes there for LSU, but the Tide just rolled all over them in Death Valley. So I don't have a final score for you, but yeah, it wasn't looking too good.
How are you feeling about that?
I'm holding pretty well.
Okay,
You know?
Just want to make sure you're good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Rachel.